So do you believe in the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good notion of God?
What do you mean by believe?
Peterson derails this question by saying to the guy, well, what do you mean by believe? As if, regular people and, longtime academic intellectuals like Peterson don't know what this term means. And what's really interesting is the young man gives a perfectly legitimate answer to what belief means, and then Peterson accuses him of committing the fallacy of circular definition. So listen to this.
Do you think it to be true?
That's the circular definition. What do you mean
How
when
is
you
that
say you
circular?
believe?
How is that circular?
Because you added no content to the answer by substituting the word true.
Now, that is just a ridiculous claim. The definition, a perfectly viable definition of the concept of belief, is to think something to be true or to accept something as true. Now, you can accept something as true on the basis of evidence, so that's rational acceptance of an idea, or you can accept something as true in the absence of evidence or even in defiance of evidence, and that's why we have the concept of faith. So you can believe through reason or you can believe through faith, and belief is a term that is useful. I mean, sometimes we don't have sufficient evidence to fully believe something, but we have substantial evidence to think that it's true. And this happens a lot in life. If I arrive at home and I see my wife's car in the driveway, I have really good reason to believe that she's home, but it's not knowledge that she's home. She might have gone for a walk or have gone out with a friend or something in another car. So belief is a perfectly legitimate concept, but it needs to be defined, and it needs to be differentiated, the kinds of belief to, evidence-based or not evidence-based. So it's an interesting discussion that you could have about this. But when the young man asks Peterson, do you believe in this kind of God? And Peterson skirts the question and just says, what do you mean by believe? And by the way, he completely derailed this, as we'll see. They're not going back to whether Peterson believes in that kind of God, because Peterson successfully derailed this question.